Another day, another video. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we are watching Prison Break. This is the 16th episode of the first season. Hope you guys have been enjoying it so far. If you'd like to watch today's full episode, it is available for free in the link in the description below. Just click it, put a password in, and enjoy. So, we have been posting this 7 days a week on the Patreon and 5 days a week on the YouTube. So, hopefully you guys have been enjoying the mix of the content. And last episode, it looked like Lincoln was about to get killed, but he was saved by the bell. Yes, the bell of the phone, because he actually was sat down, he was strapped up, and he was waiting and ready to be executed. Now, there was a man inside of the viewing area. He kept saying to Michael, turn around, but he can't hear him. Obviously, he's behind the glass. He doesn't really know what he's talking about. Well, we learned that this man looked to be potentially Michael and Lincoln's dad, who did not see him for 30 years. And he's using an alias as a reporter to actually come in and view it, which is interesting. Not sure why. But like I said, Lincoln was saved. Who saved him? Well, it was the judge that rejected Veronica's plea in the first place, you know, when he was in court because he didn't have enough evidence. Turns out when he got back to his headquarters, or whatever you want to call it, somebody had slipped something underneath the door. Now, what was it? It was records. Basically, one showed Terrence Steadman as a kid with his appendix taken out, and one showed the body, basically, that was killed before it got put in the ground, saying he was there. So he was saying there's two conflicting reports. The only way they could do it is dig up the remains, check the DNA, see if they match. Well, turns out it does. Obviously, the president, the VP, she's got something in place for this. They would have pulled some of his teeth out, obviously, from the one that's actually alive, and placed it in this dead body. And when he did run the dental records, it did bring a perfect match, which obviously is not what Michael and everybody wanted. So he's only been delayed for 2 weeks, so he's probably going to go back into the chair, but hopefully the escape can happen prior to that. Now, Michael, he's actually stole a guard suit, and he's gone on a little trek himself. He's gone to the psych ward. He's looking around. This is their plan B. They're going to have to come up through the ground and maybe go in there, or come up through there and then outside. And basically, as he was returning back to his cell, one of the COs come down into the basement, and Michael had to back all the way up against a hot pipe. Yes, it burnt right into his skin. It burnt, obviously, the suit that he was wearing into his flesh, and Sucre had to rip it off. The interesting thing is Michael had to go see Sarah. She's obviously extracted all of it out, patched him up. But she's looking into it as well, because she's basically saying that the material that was pulled from Michael's skin is not actually of an inmate's clothing, it's of a guard's. Now, she can either think that Michael's actually trying to escape, like we know he is with the suit, or she's thinking that maybe a guard's torturing him, and that's where he's come from. So, don't know where that's going to go, which one she's going to choose, but it'd be interesting to see. But like I said, mate, now Michael's lost the plans on his back, and he's probably going to have to wing it from here, actually, how they get out of it. So that's exciting as well. It just adds another layer to the puzzle. Very interesting stuff. Can't wait to see today's episode. Thanks for checking it out. If you do enjoy it, please smash a like, really helps out. Subscribe if you're new. And as always, let's jump into today's episode. Three years ago.
Tough night.
Lost some keys. Where'd you find them?
4 feet that way. Where are you?
Cold? I need to talk to you about something. Grab some lunch at Fiscetti's.
I have to get back to work. I heard you got fired a few weeks ago. What was it this time?
You really want to know? You're just enjoying the view from your high horse.
Oh, look, so 3 years ago, we didn't get on very much.
What you doing at your crib?
I'm to see, Mr. Link. Where you been?
Here and there. Get your 90 grand, right? Gonna be a few days before I get the money line.
Let's not kid ourselves. Get anywhere near that kind of money. So let's talk about what you can do for me.
Grand, that's a lot, that. How's he got in debt? What's he spent it on?
How you doing, Mike?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
I'm okay. You know, I'm over at Glazer and Ross. How's Lincoln?
You guys haven't talked?
No, not for a few years. He kind of dropped off the radar.
He's Link.
2 buttons down the front, 3 on each sleeve.
Is this the full-on setup?
Faded. Stain on the left knee.
Think of this as a $90,000 bullet. You start fresh.
It's not technically a $90,000 bullet, is it? It's life in prison.
I should call you a cab.
Or death penalty.
Tell God is a man. Shoes.
He's not gonna do it. Ooh, saved by the bell again.
What?
He'll leave a message.
Yo, it's Link. I need your help, bro. I'm in something real bad. It's real important, bro. You gotta call me.
Yo, that looks freezing, that place there, mate. Honestly, that looks so cold.
We can't do this.
Moment of pass when that phone rang. So it looks like there that he was going to try and have Michael try and talk him out of it before he went into it. That's what it looks like. So these are the ones editing it.
I believe we did, partner.
He said he dumped it in the alley and somebody picked it up, didn't he? Or nobody found it.
Nanda, we should whoop that guy's ass.
Oh my god.
Love at first sight. Oh, Hector fancies her. Is this back then or now? I feel like it's back then.
Pull his film. I'll be there in a minute.
Oh. Was she an addict? You know what? I'm happy that we're getting a bit of her past. Getting to learn more about each of them. 3 years ago this was. How's he got in prison himself? We don't know any of the backstories of any of them.
Sergeant Franklin, you never cease to amaze me. Prison guard duty. Away from the front, safest place you could be.
Thank you. And my wife and daughter back home, thank you too, sir.
Looks a bit different about his beard, doesn't it? He's got one now.
I didn't do it. Terrence Stedman. I didn't do it, man. It was a setup. I didn't do it.
You knew him.
I heard you owe someone 90 grand. Don't do that. People talk. I don't know how it's come to this. Mom had life insurance. I took my half, put myself through school. What'd you do with your half, Link? Everything's not how it looks, Michael.
Now, remember to stress his record as a repeat offender. We need the public behind us if we want the death penalty.
And where are we with Governor Tancredi?
He has aspirations. He won't be a problem.
I want to know, right? I know that she's got a circle, and I know that some of them know, obviously, that Lincoln's innocent. Or did he know he's... Yeah, they do know he's innocent. But they're pushing it because it's their own agenda, and it's that same old thing that we've been saying. It's what's in it for me. But, I mean, I can't believe it's a proper setup, in it. You know what I mean? Like, do you reckon that him getting fired was purposely, or what they'd done is they'd already planned everything and he was looking for a fall person, and they thought, look, mate, you know, him being fired, he owes these people money, this is the perfect target. You know what I'm saying? It's interesting. What I would like to know is, and it's big for me, this, you know, it might not be for other people, but it's people's stories and where they are in the past to where they are in the present. I need to know these things. Like, it does play a massive factor on how I view and opinion a show, if I'm being totally honest. Like, I have no idea why T-Bag, why Brute's here, who's not been in it actually for quite a lot of episodes, why Zeno is in the prison. Do you know what I mean? Why Sucre there? We know why Michael is, we know why Lincoln is, but what about all their backstories? I thought he was chatting absolute turd about basically being in Iraq, but it looks like he actually was there. How did he get from that position into being in Fox River? Do you know what I mean? Big thing that needs to go down. I also like seeing all these backstories about, obviously, character building. You know what I mean? Seeing Sarah being in the hospital 3 years ago, injecting herself with morphine, compared to seeing her right now. Does she still use? Do you know what I mean? Is it little dabbles? Is she okay? Do you know what I mean? Like, to me, it plays a big factor in character building. How did Michael get in a position from being not liking his brother or not being in a good relationship to ended up being, right, I'm going to put my life on the line, I'm going to go in there, I'm going to save him? Something must have happened along the way where he started to believe his innocence. Also, another big factor is, how's Lincoln in 90k of debt? We need to know, what is it? Is it drugs? What's he done? How long's he owed it for? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, big backstories are interesting because it elevates the characters in the present.
He was into someone for 90 grand. What do you need that kind of money for? Drugs? Bribes?
All right, you know what? I promised I wouldn't say anything, but I'm getting tired of you talking about him like he's some guy from the neighborhood that you used to know. You want to know what the 90 grand was for?
I think I do.
You.
What do you mean?
The money you got when you were 18 years old from your mother's life insurance. Money that paid for your degree, that got you this job, that bought you your loft. Mother never had life insurance. That money came from Lincoln. You are where you are because of your brother.
Changes everything, that.
You're telling me he is where he is because of me. Why didn't you tell me about the money? I need to. Who told you, Veronica? She make of all this. About me. I don't know. Link, I owe you an apology. Move on. Work hard. Do what you do. Can't do that. Oh, yes, you can. And you will. Here's the part I don't understand. All the evidence is lining up in a path that leads directly to you. Here they have you on tape.
How did he get his facial movements to be like that?
Terrence Stedman. How the hell did someone make it look like you did?
I want to take you out to dinner. You'll see. Someplace real nice.
How are you gonna afford a place like that?
That's just jealous, isn't it?
Open the drawer.
Hey, okay.
Open the drawer, Antonio.
Okay.
Quick.
All right, okay.
This is all I need.
Would you even report it? Would you actually even report it? Maybe he sees something that he's not supposed to. I know that it'd be hard to watch, but it's not like crazy to think that that actually happens. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't be totally shocked if I seen it.
Brought you a gift from the hospital.
Oh, right. Is it an association of...
I'm telling you, it was like Christmas.
I like to help people.
You like helping yourself.
And you like helping your friends.
Somebody's been hit and now she has to do a job to go and save them, and she might be like drugged. Got a badge on as well, but she can't help because she's all over the place.
911. Help! Are you a doctor?
This is where she like reevaluates her whole life. It just flashes in front of her.
Prisoner abuse report you filed. I need to know how far you're willing to go with this.
Whatever it takes, sir.
Something like this gets out, it might open up our boys to similar treatment from the enemy.
I understand that, sir.
All right.
Might have been them that was doing it.
Please take Mr. Franklin into custody.
What is going on, sir?
Sergeant Franklin, I'm hereby recommending that you be dishonorably discharged from the United States Army, engaging in illegal black market activity.
You asked me to get that stuff,
I
man.
kept it to myself.
Well, it's interesting because we are getting the backstory of it, and basically he's seen somebody getting tortured. This is why you just keep your nose out of everybody's fucking business, man. You know what I mean? Like, the guy, basically, Fibonacci, had his nose in other people's business. Like, he's seen it, but he didn't report it. Like, I'm not being funny, and I know that it should, but like, let me give my point of view, right? If I was in real life, right? If I walked around the corner and I seen somebody shoot somebody or gun them down, like from a gang or a mobster or something like that, I'd probably be hush as well. I'd be shitting myself. I would not want my name to get out there, because I would think as soon as they find out that I was associated to it, they come after me. And I know factually that's wrong. You should step up and say something. But I would not want to live a life like Fibonacci is. Do you know what I'm saying? And look at it, sometimes it's better to keep your nose out of other people's business. You know what I mean? It does stress me out in shows where people are too nosy. People dig and look into it and search so much, and it's like, don't concern you, man. Literally, you got a chilling life. Look at you. The last season that has just been like aired of you. She was hardcore searching into Joe for no reason. She didn't have to. She just had an inkling that it was him doing his killings, which obviously we know that's true. But she went in too deep and fucked it for herself, pretty much. Let's be honest. She got a boyfriend killed. She's been done. Too nosy. That's what it is. Just mind your own business and crack on with it. Now, in terms of Cino, it's a bit harsh. You know, I don't know if he might get discharged and then do something on the outside and get put away, but he did see somebody get... He should have offered it him, and then he should have said something. Then he should have said, look, mate, you got one chance. You either get took out and honourably discharged, or you turn your nose at it and carry on going at his. What's your choice? You know what I mean? I wouldn't have hit him straight away like that, but it's good to see everybody's backs.
In the matter of the people of the state of Illinois versus Lincoln Burrows, on the count of murder in the first degree, we find the defendant guilty.
I'm so sorry, Link. It's not your fault.
Feels like it is so, doesn't it? Like, because he didn't answer the phone.
What do you want, Fernando?
Gotta give me a few more minutes. We just...
Stop. From the future. What do you want from the future?
Would you run if I said you?
Would you chase me if I did?
How long you think you can keep this up?
Man, until somebody gives me a job.
No, I'm talking about Line and Casey. The unit's been on leave for a long damn time now. Sam taught y'all to drive trucks, didn't he?
Yeah, and he also taught me to look inside.
It might be illegal, but it's also rent.
After Mom died, when it was just you and me, I remember having trouble sleeping, never knowing where you were. But when I'd wake up in the morning, there'd be this paper bird, an origami crane, and I never knew what it meant exactly, but I figured it was your way of letting me know you were checking in on me. I looked it up. It stands for familial obligation, watching out for your own. It's my turn to watch out for you. Transferring me to a prison where I wait until they execute me. It's called Fox River.
That's where he gets his idea.
Nothing.
That's where he gets his idea, because it's his company that's doing it, innit? He said that, didn't he?
Well, Mommy's new friend is coming over for dinner again. And I want you both to be extra polite.
Evening, Mrs. Hollander. Don't you look lovely this evening?
So I wonder if he's just like PG, you know, prison gay. You know what I mean? Because he's in there for life, so he just come to his, I don't know, acclimatise to his lifestyle. Do you know what I mean?
supposed to marry Cruz as soon as I can afford the ring.
So what, like 10, 20 years? I'm just trying to protect you. Well, you think you can give her everything she wants? You know I love you, cuz. Just think you should look at the reality here.
Seriously, Primo, how are you gonna afford a ring for a girl like that, huh?
Maybe he actually goes in and robs him the full amount this time.
Open the door.
Hey, okay.
Wait, go now.
Here you go.
I'm sorry.
What are the odds all that? How have they got there that fast? Like, who's called them in? Don't tell me that it's Hector, you cheeky bastard. How can you do that as a family? All for a girl? That's madness.
Can't remember the last time I was this much of a nervous wreck.
Secluded, no real access roads, perfect for what you're looking for.
Well, didn't my poor brother Terrence leave something for me in his will?
You'd have to ask your accountants, ma'am.
I've been clean for 18 months now. So here I am. I know that all I can do every day is the next right thing. And I think for me right now, that means going back to work. I want to help people get from where I've been to where I am.
Oh, I might know of a job opening where I work. Maybe we could talk about it over dinner. I got a gift card to the Red Lobster over off the interstate.
Kind of my night to work on my resume.
Of course.
Sorry, but thank you, really, for the referral.
Bellet fancy though. Maybe that's another reason why Bellet don't like Schofield, you know what I mean? Because you can see them getting a bit closer as well. You know what I always think, right? You know, when you watch TV programs like these and movies, they always make blueprints of like a building like so secretive and so hard to access, and do you know what I mean? They make it feel like only the special people will know who it is and all of this stuff, and he's like, he there when kind of like snuck in and stole them so he could photocopy them or whatever. But like, in real life, getting access to a blueprint, if you know anybody that's working on that construction site, they could pretty much get you a decent full layout of the building if you wanted to. You know what I mean? Because like I said, I've mentioned before, we're building a mental institution, just kind of like you see, well, here and stuff like that. And I was saying about us scraping through the wall with a spoon and all that when we're doing our testings. And like, you know, we've got 70, 80 men working on that site for us, and all of them have got drawings and structural designs and different layouts and plans and dimensions and everything. There's thousands, and that's just our company. Do you know what I mean? What about the groundworks and the steels and the cladding? Do you know what I mean? And the roofers and the brickies and every single person that's involved in that thing, each worker, male, female, whoever it is, the person on that site would get some sort of drawing to work to, and it's so easily accessible to the drawings if you know people in relation to the build. And obviously Michael, like I'm saying, he's building it right now. Like once a project's done, it might be quite hard, but like once it's ongoing, you know, it's quite easy to access them. It's not as secretive as the movies say, and that's why I always find it strange sometimes when I watch things, because you try and make something out like it's so hard to get, or it's you know, like I said, proper hush information, but it's pretty much out there for everybody to find dead easy. But it's even on government websites if you really wanted to search into it. Do you reckon he looks in the back?
Some tricks, Gracie?
Like what?
Like your 9 times tables. 9 times 1.
9.
9 times 2 is
18.
She's a pretty big actress now, her.
Look. 9 times 1 is...
Oh, he's on America's Most Wanted? No way, mate. I never understand it though. He's like Most Wanted, but he's walking around with no face coverings or nothing. Oh, he's memorising the path. That's smart. Mate, it would take ages, that, Michael.
Thank you.
Do you want your change?
Oh, you can have it.
Keep it.
That's how we got the idea. I'm liking the episode, how we're getting a progression of each character and where they got to.
Hey, sweetheart. Come here. I gotta tell you something.
What?
Well, the thing is, I'm being shipped back off.
I can kind of understand why he would struggle getting out. It's his pride.
I can't believe it.
Can you give me a hand with some out back?
It's his pride, isn't it, really? Don't want to feel like he's letting his family down.
My sister you lied to in there.
Which is why I know you're gonna take care of him when I'm gone. She married a military man. How long do you think she's gonna wait for me while I'm inside? Don't you ever let her know where I am.
Like Michael overcomplicated his tattoo, if I'm being totally honest. He's gone too far into it. It makes it hard to see what you're actually trying to say.
You show this to anyone else, I am calling the whole thing off.
What is it? Obviously all mean stuff, which is really clever. He's designed it well. I just feel like it's dead complicated. Is that a location of someone's body? Pope pays off, Pope defends prison record. I get bits of information off each person here.
My God, I let you near my children.
I never touched them.
You should have told me what you were.
I loved you, Susan. Real love. For the first time in my life. It's thrown me out to the dogs. It's tossed me out the back door like
You're
that.
a murderer,
That's
Teddy.
not... I have sinned in the past.
Doesn't just erase the man who killed 6 students in Alabama.
I guess that's where you're right. Because when you sent me here to this place with these people, brought that old dirty bastard right back home. In fact, there was a candle in the window. It's waiting for me to walk up them front steps.
He looks crazy, doesn't he? He's good.
I'm gonna get out of here someday. And when I do, don't think I won't remember what your front steps look like.
Thing is, I'm not gonna lie, if I was that Susan, I would move away though. I would. Again, it's just one of them unnecessary association things that are lingering around that people would know. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, if I give information out or I help send somebody down, then I would move. I would make it so hard for them to find me. I wouldn't be in the same state. Definitely in England anyway. I wouldn't be in the same country. USA is massive. Do you know what I mean? Like, one state's bigger than the whole country that we have here, like most of them. So I'd be moving anyway. I just totally would. I can't really blame her, to be honest. You know what I mean? No matter how much that you like somebody, if you see that they're a murderer, you know what I mean, and you kill 6 people as well, you're not going to trust them. I'm a changed man. Trust, I won't do it again. It all changed when I fell in love with you. I don't believe it. I might want to believe it, and I might kind of believe you a little bit, but deep down in my mind, I'm always going to think, what if? And that what if can't rule your life. Do you know what I'm saying? And also, if you look at this here, where this guy's living, there's a paper trail somewhere. Do you know what I mean? Like, someone somewhere down the line has signed this over, this purchase. And I'm surprised that someone like Michael hasn't found it when they've looking deep into it. Been purchased for $2 million. Not too sure who's found it. Did he use his own funds for it? So maybe it would have been a little bit easier to look at it like that, the purchase from himself. Now, if it was from money that was embezzled into all these different companies, like funding a campaign, that might be a bit harder because it's been passed around everywhere. But, like, it sounded like he purchased it himself from his own money. Maybe not, though. $2 million, this looked like. Let's see if it's decent. Oh, is she in that house as well?
Burroughs will be dead soon, and then things will start getting back to normal. I know that you've been through a lot, but I promise you the worst is now behind us.
Well, he did take all his teeth out. He's got fake ones.
My dear sister, you have no idea what I've been through.
Do you know what I always say, me? Do you know, before people kill themselves or go and do a crime or something, they have to prep themselves in the morning, wake up, know what they're going to do for the day, get ready for it, and go out and do it. Do you know what I mean? It's mad. Oh, they take both? Oh, that's the end of the episode. I mean, it's an interesting way to end, to be honest. I mean, I'm not too sure in some of the crimes how serious they are and how long that people are in there for. So, like, I don't understand how... I literally forgot his name, Sucre. He's in prison for 5 years. I don't... I mean, I get that he's gone into a gas station and pulled a gun on somebody and stole some money, but... I don't know, I do feel like 5 years is a bit heavy. But then also... Is it a bit heavy? Because if you're going to get let off with a year or something, it's not really, like, tough enough punishment to what deter other people from potentially doing it. Do you know what I mean? Like, you need to know that if you do something, you're going to get the time for it. Because nobody wants to be working in a gas, you know, in a gas station, just chilling behind a register, you know, probably not getting paid a lot of wage anyway. And then having people pull up and pull a weapon on them. Do you know what I mean? Your job's not worth it. It isn't. Do you know what I mean? Life's more important. But I do feel like, as well, in the context of looking at different things, like, it's a bit hefty at 5 years. Now, again, you know, Cino, I can't believe really how long he's in prison for as well. I'm not too sure. Like, when I was listening to them try to talk to each other and all that before, to me, it roughly sounded like Cino and, you know, and Sucre potentially both had a year or two left inside and then they'd be out. Now, I wouldn't take part in the escape if I was them. I actually wouldn't. I know it's a long time and I know it feels like it, but it's just not worth it. It just isn't. I think it should be all the people that are in there for life sentences. Do you know what I mean? Abruzzi, Teabag, Charles, You know, Michael, understandably, is in there because he wants to get his brother out, so him. They're all there for a long time. These guys are here for 2 years, and I know 2 years is still a long time, but it's not compared to the life sentences. And I don't know, like, when you look at it as well on the outside, you got to weigh it up. Like, is seeing your daughter now, yeah? So, like, is seeing your daughter today, tomorrow, next week more important than seeing her for the rest of her life? Do you know what I'm saying? Because I'd rather wait 2 years and pretend I'm on deployment all over the place, not being able to see her and miss that little bit of a life, than potentially miss the 25 years of it for trying to escape. But I also would like to know what is inside the back of the vehicle that he got pulled over. Yeah, okay, it was illegal, and yeah, he never looked in the back, but what was it that he was transporting? Is it drugs? Was it weapons? Was it people? I don't actually know. Do you know what I mean? I have always wondered why people are in there, and the terms as well. I would like to know the terms of the people, you know, how long each inmate actually is serving. I feel like we got it a little bit, and I've kind of referenced it. Do you know what I mean? With what I just had there. I feel like the rest have been in there for like kind of life. Michael's got like a few years. You know, Sucre's got a few years left, and so Cino. But I'm liking the backstory of how everybody's got into that position. Now, it's quite interesting that Brucey's not been in it for maybe like 5 episodes now, which is quite a long time considering he was a big personality and he was really good in terms of him and the escape. It turned on to kind of like Michael's side and helping, fighting again, Teabag, but then look at today's episode, you've got Teabag is inside because he actually, you know, killed 6 people and he was trying to get with her family and she kind of like turned him in. You had Lincoln, his is obvious, Michael, his was obvious, Sucre, what actually happened, do you know what I mean? He went to rob a convenience store, gas station, whatever's, because he wanted to get some money so that he could help Mary Cruz, you know what I mean? Fell in love with her. Hector's jealous, his cousin, still jealous in the present. He's actually asked his potential cousin's baby mum to be his wife, which is crazy. I don't understand how people can send family members down or like that for a girl. Proper snake, he actually really is. You know, so we got that one. And then obviously Cino was actually in the army and he was bringing contraband in, he's bringing people beer and alcohol and all that stuff, and then he watched somebody get tortured, reported it, and then when they asked him did he actually want to go through with the report, he said yeah, and then that was it, he got honourably discharged. So pretty ruthless and snide as well, to be honest. I think that they should have given him a second chance, you know, like, are you sure you want to actually carry on and go for it? It's your choice, literally. I know you made it then, but that was the wrong one. I'm going to give you the chance now. You know what I'm saying? But no, he's been kicked out, done a job, and now he's inside. So I actually got to applaud the show for putting it in. I thought this might have been earlier on in the show, to be honest. It's not too far towards the end, the goal, if that makes sense, the escape. Sometimes they placed them too bad. I would have put it about episode 10, if I'm being honest, or maybe even earlier when we could start to get to know the characters a little bit better. But it was a good episode. Good to see how everybody's got to where they are, how everything's happened, how Terry Stedman's still alive and all that. I liked it. Now hopefully we can go back into the present, we can get a Brucey back into it, and we could carry on with the escape. Okay, that is going to wrap up today's episode. Thanks so much for checking out the channel today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Really enjoyed the backstory, figuring out how everybody actually got into the positions where they currently are. No real progression actually on the current storyline in terms of them in prison and them getting out, but we actually got some good information on characters in the backstories, and actually a really interesting one on Dr. Changre, to be honest. You know, she was actually a doctor 3 years ago as well, but she was actually she was stealing from the hospital, she's giving it to her boyfriend, she was also using and injecting morphine into herself. Somebody's actually been into an accident, she tried to turn up and help them, but obviously she's all dazed and all out of it, and she felt really bad and she couldn't do anything, and maybe that was like her, I don't know, click to change her life. Do you know what I mean? We jumped, it was like 18 months into the future, because we started 3 years in the past, basically. Like all episodes started from like 3 years in the past. And she was in a support group and she was talking and she was saying that she's better now and she no longer uses and she wants to get back into work and she's looking for a job. And then obviously we've seen Bellick come over and talk to her and offer her a job. But, you know, dinner at Red Lobster, Happy Gilmore, mate. Literally, when I was a kid, when I was like 10, I was watching Happy Gilmore and they always made comments about Red Lobster. I was like, you know, fancy restaurant, and then bang, you know what I mean, here again. Maybe Happy Gilmore was out at the same time as this, roughly. It was back in the day, this one. I feel like it's a present because we're watching it together in 2023, but it's not. Is it like 2007 or something, like ages ago? And, you know, one thing that I want to actually know is why was Bellick there? Why was he in a support group? What was he there for? You know, let's not push that under the carpet. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, we learn about Sarah's troubles and why she's there and the progression and what she wanted to do and how she actually got a job in a prison. But we don't know why Bellic's there. What was he seeking advice for, and why, you know, what is his backstory? Again, that'd be really interesting. Seemed like he took a liking into Sarah, but she actually rejected him, and that may be another thing that fuels the fire with him and Schofield in the present, because obviously he's still got something for her, and she's kind of got something from Michael now, and they can see them getting close, and he just don't like him, does it? It's like poking the bear, to be honest, every time they see each other. So that'd be interesting to see. And you know, we did see Lincoln kind of get set up and everything like that, but we learned that there was a house bought for Terrence Steadman using his money. I think it was like 2 million quid, it was the house. And the fact is, you know, the VP's there, and I'm surprised that people have not been following her, checking out, seeing what's happening. They did actually take all his teeth out. It was actually confirmed because we've seen him putting fake ones in. She was saying that it's all going to gloss over. It's all nearly done now. He's going to die and all this stuff. And he turned around and said, you have no idea actually all the pain I've suffered for this or something. I don't really know why you would agree to do this. You know, like, just because your sister wants to run for president, like, why would you agree to fake your own death and not be in the public anymore and just hide away and potentially cast a shadow all over her future and everything like that if anything ever gets out, and just like give the thumbs up to put your life in secrecy? No, you know what I mean? I'm not really too sure why they would do that, but we're getting more of that story being released, so I'll wait for judgment at the end of the show. It's interesting. And we obviously got the creation of Michael's tattoo, which I do feel is a little bit too overcomplicated. If I'm being honest, it's very good and very clever, but also it's got layers over layers over layers, and I feel like sometimes he gets confused with it as well. But it's interesting. I want us to go back into the present now. I want us to see what's going on in the prison. You know, how are they actually getting out of there? Are they going to go to the psych ward? You know, is Michael going to just play it by ear and hope that he remembers it, because we've seen him kind of trying to memorize stuff on the wall? He hasn't got it on his back anymore, has he? Very interesting stuff, and I can't wait to find out. Thanks for checking out today's episode. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please smash the like, really helps out. Subscribe if you're new, and as always, I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers, guys.